Hey guys, Level Zero here, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to reel in the recoil after the spring patch. Now, after the spring patch, it tinkered with some of the new, some of the attachments such as the stubby grip and the angled foregrip and how they work. So, no longer can you basically do this, tap fire, micro burst at range like that, because now stubby grip suffers from, it takes, you should they increased the delay in how you microburst, basically, so you can't microburst like you would have to do that. Which, in a battle, you're gonna want to tap fire as fast as you can to down the enemy as fast as you can. But I'm gonna teach you guys how to reel in recoil, how to do all that stuff. So the gun I'm gonna be using is the SG-553 and the ACWR, as those are the most used guns, or the guns I like the most. So what I'm gonna do first is go here, basically, and just shoot at this without any recoil. This has a heavy barrel and an angled foregrip, and I'm just gonna shoot at it. Basically, I need to go get ammo. Basically, you just go straight up, and it goes off to the side a bit. So basically, what you're gonna want to do is pull down if you're on mouse. I know this is kind of hard on console, but you can learn this. You just have to train yourself. I would go in test range and just test this out. You're just going to want to pull down. But you can see that the bullets don't stay in the same place. They spread all around. So what you're going to want to do if you have an angled foregrip is go like... In Battlefield 4, it does take 5 shots to kill, so I would kind of count, like that's kind of good. 10 round burst. Basically like that. Or if you want to, you can use the burst option, which I don't really use. I don't think anyone uses. Okay, so the ACWR, I think this has an angled. I think it has an angled. I'll check. But basically, I'm gonna do the same thing. So basically, based on the spray patterns, it goes from here all over the place. So basically, what you're gonna want to do, same thing. I'm just gonna pull down on that recoil. You can see that spread is kind of all over the place, and you're never going to want to hold down the trigger or mouse button one, because the spread will be all over the place, and that's not what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to try and reel in that recoil at range. You're going to want to do this. Try to reel in that recoil, and the spread is a lot tighter. If you're at extreme long ranges, kind of like this guy, you're going to want to... As soon as you feel the recoil on the gun, it's kind of hard to explain in the video, you're gonna have to try it, but it's like, as soon as you see the gun going off to the side like this, or like this, that's when you're gonna want to stop bursting, wait a half a second, and then burst again. That's how long it takes for you to microburst with the stubby, so I don't really like doing that, because the spread, like if you do it too early, basically what happens is the bullet will not go into the place where you're aiming. The tracer might make it look like it's going there, but it's not. So basically, you're just going on a... When you feel like, while controlling the recoil, when you feel it going off to the side a bit, off your target, that's when you're going to want to stop bursting and want to and then do a new burst. So like this. So basically like that, how you saw when the bullets started going off to the side here, here, and here, that's when I stopped bursting, and then that's when you're going to want to start a new burst. It doesn't take 3 shots to kill, but I'm doing a 3-round burst just because. And then, yeah, so I'm going to suicide. So on the ACWR, it did have it angled. I'm going to put a stubby. And then on the SG-553, I'm going to put a heavy barrel again, stubby. Now on the ACWR, I don't put a barrel attachment because the recoil with the heavy barrel is a little too much for me to handle, but if you're better at reeling in the recoil, you can use it. But like I said before, At around the 2 round burst is when it will start to kick, so don't really use it. So now that I have the stubby, don't think I added the heavy barrel. Now that I have the stubby, I'm gonna try and shoot at this without any. Should have shooted at empty place. Oh, whoops! I reeled in the recoil. My bad. Okay, let's do it again. So basically, based on the spread, it went up, went to here, and then up again. So basically what you're going to want to do is just, again, pull down on the recoil. If you can, pull slightly to the left. Basically, and then I was able to control the recoil. But the spread is all over the place, as you can see. And I'm going to just get ammo. And then basically what I'm going to do is do the same thing. Now with the stubby, you can burst a bit longer as you're trying to hold down the trigger or mouse button 1. You can hold down the trigger a bit longer, as you can see. Now maybe not with this target, but with this, I am able to do the bursting a lot longer than I am with the angled. But I like the angled a bit more because, as you can see, if I'm doing this, I hit the target about 3 times out of how many shots I wasted. And with the angled, I've probably been able to reel in the first shot recoil and account for it a bit better. That's just my opinion. It really does depend on how you really play. Like, I play semi-aggressive. It really does depend on how you play. So I'm gonna use the SG553. So let's try this again. You find a different box. Sorry, my phone. Okay, so I'm just gonna let it go. It just goes. It's relatively tight. Goes up like here and then around. So basically, what you're gonna do again is pull down, pull slightly to the right. Pull down, slightly to the right, slightly to the left, basically. And then I was able to reel in the recoil at this type of spread. But at that range, if you're gonna want to do that, I would recommend you burst. Like I said before, you can burst like this. So basically, you're able to hold down the button longer, but like I said, when you burst like kind of like this, you waste a lot of ammo while you're trying to do that, and you may not realize it, but it will hurt you later rather than sooner. So basically, when you're on a long kill streak, if you have an angled foregrip, you're able to be more accurate at longer ranges, because I like to burst a lot. Some people like to hold down the trigger and they're able to deal work and play aggressive, but I like to stay alive a bit longer, so that's why I use the angled. It's really up to you and basically how you play, but basically this is how I'm gonna say. If you like to I'm gonna say, if you're on console, because I know it's a bit harder on console to really recoil, so if you're on console, I would say use a stubby. It doesn't really affect you guys as much because you're not really macro bursting. And if you're trying to burst, it's not really going to affect you, because unless you're using one of those scuff controllers or those controllers that have the stoppers that makes you, or rapid fire trigger mods or whatever those are, if you're, by the time you burst, so basically you'd be bursting like this, and on PC I burst like this. I burst a lot faster, so I know that's not the best representation, but that's basically. So by the time you're bursting, the stubby nerfs wouldn't affect you as much as it does on a PC. So that's why I use angled foregrip, and angled foregrip was always good, but I feel that angled is a bit better now. So I guess that's all for today's video, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. This is Level 0, and I'll see you next time.